Good day, everyone. I am Justin Patrick Pibuisa, your discussant for this day, and we are going to discuss about digital literacy skills in the 21st century. Here are the lesson outcomes. First is we are able to identify and describe the elements of digital literacies. Second is conduct a self-evaluation on level of digital literacy skills. So let us now proceed to the introduction. The 21st century has redefined digital literacy. It has broadened its perspective to include other aspects of the 21st context. These literacies are cyber literacy or digital literacy, media literacy, arts and creativity literacy, financial literacy, and last is the multicultural literacy or global understanding. The millennial students are generally tech-savvy, digital natives. They practically know how to go about a tablet, an iPad, smartphones, or laptops better than anyone else. So, as we can observe sa panahon ngayon, yung mga young siblings natin, mga young cousins natin, is ano na sila, very tech savvy na sila, or at a very young age is meron na silang kaalaman kung paano gamitin yung mga gadgets like tablet, iPad, smartphones, and even laptops. And minsan, mas magaling pa nga silang mag-operate or gumamit ng mga gadgets kaysa sa mga mas matatanda. So, siguro dahil na rin pinanganak sila na very rampant na yung paggamit ng technology, kaya na-adapt na rin nila yon. So, what are digital literacies? Digital literacies are the individual's capabilities to be able to effectively and responsibly function and perform in a digital society. The term digital literacy was coined by Paul Gilster in 1997, and it came from the discussion of the concepts on: first is the visual literacy, when images and nonverbal symbols try to capture the knowledge. So, dito sa visual literacy, may ibang students kasi na mas mabilis silang natututo kapag may nakikita silang mga images or mga nonverbal symbol sa mga reports natin or sa mga discussion natin. Parang mas mabilis silang natututo dahil doon sa mga image na yon. So, yun yung sa visual literacy. So, dito pumapasok yung parang may mga photographic memory. So next is the technological literacy, requiring one to be able to use technology in addressing a need. So, in technological literacy is when we create a presentation by using multimedia tools. Next is the computer literacy, which in the 1980s started to become a household item manipulated to achieve one's target. So sa computer literacy naman, it is a knowledge and skills that allow individual to use digital technology productively. So last is the information literacy, which refers to the finding, evaluating, using, and sharing of information. So, dito sa information literacy, kapag nag-browse tayo ng mga information, dapat marunong tayo mag-evaluate bago natin i-share yung information sa ibang tao para maiwasan yung paglaganap ng false information or fake news. So now, let us proceed to the digital literacies. So first is the media literacy. Media literacy is one's ability to critically read information or content and utilize multimedia in creatively producing communication. So dito naman sa media literacy, it is our ability to critically read information or content. So, one example nito is kapag nakakakita tayo ng mga balita especially sa Facebook, dapat i-evaluate natin or identify natin kung yung information ba yon is credible and based on facts. Next is the information literacy is locating information from the web and interpreting while evaluating its validity in order that it can be shared. So, yung media literacy at saka information literacy, parang konektado na rin siya. Kasi, yung isang example dito sa information literacy is kapag nagbabrowse tayo ng information sa Google. So, di ba, di naman lahat na nakikita natin sa internet is totoo or based on facts. So, dapat marunong tayo mag-evaluate or kailangan nating i-evaluate yung information na nakukuha natin sa internet bago natin to i-share sa ibang tao para maiwasan na rin yung paglaganap ng false information or fake news. Next is the ICT literacy, is knowing how to select and use digital devices, applications, or services to accomplish tasks requiring the use of the internet. So, one example of this is yung paggamit ng PowerPoint presentation. So, di ba yung PowerPoint presentation is mas applicable siya or mas effective siya when it comes to discussion. So, parang mas effective natin kung gagamitin natin yung PowerPoint presentation sa discussion natin, magiging effective yun sa way ng lesson natin. Next is yung communications and collaboration, are one's capabilities in being able to participate in the digital networks in the teaching and learning context. So, dito naman sa communication and collaboration, usong-uso to, especially nung pandemic, na we are not able to meet face-to-face, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng online classes. So, doon sa online classes, gumagamit tayo ng Gmeet and Google Classroom. So, sa Gmeet, doon tayo nagmi-meet virtually. Doon natin nakikita or nakakausap yung teacher natin. So, yung teacher natin doon, during that time, hindi lang sila basta-basta nagtuturo. Minsan, nagtatanong rin sila ng mga specific question at kapag alam natin yung answer, syempre, sasagutin natin sila. And doon na nagkakaroon ng communication. So, next is the identity management. So, it is being able to understand how to ensure safety and security in managing online identity and foster a positive digital reputation. So dito parang naiintindihan natin kung paano natin i-ensure yung safety or yung privacy natin, especially in the internet. So one example na lang dito is kapag nagla-login tayo sa computer shop. Tapos, 'di ba hindi naman natin maiiwasan na mag-brand out. So, yung mga pinagse-search natin doon sa Chrome, yung mga information ng mga pinag-search natin doon sa Chrome, kapag naka-online na rin tayo doon sa Chrome or na-online na natin yung Facebook account natin, tapos biglang nag-brand out, is hindi na natin sila madi-delete or malalag out. So, I suggest na gumamit tayo nung incognito mode. Kasi dito sa incognito mode, once na mag-turn off yung computer, is madi-delete or mari-refresh yung mga information na pinag-search mo doon sa computer. And also, automatically, malalag out yung Facebook mo. So, it is one way to ensure your safety or to protect yourself na hindi ma-access ng ibang tao yung mga information na sinearch mo doon and especially your personal account. Next is the learning skills, are ways of knowing how to study and learn in a technology and which environment. This is knowing how to utilize technology in addressing the need to learn efficiently. So basically, ang learning skills, this is a non-stop learning. So, 'di ba sa internet, marami na tayong pwedeng pagkuhanan ng mga information kapag hindi natin masyado naiintindihan yung topic, ng profs natin or ng kapag hindi natin masyado naiintindihan yung isang bagay or yung isang word. Pwede tayong mag-search sa Google, and pwede rin tayong manood ng video lecture recording sa YouTube. Pwede natin yun panoorin para mas maliwanagan tayo or mabigyan ng sagot yung mga tanong natin. So next is the digital scholarship. So it is being able to link and participate in professional and research practices. So one example of digital scholarship is webinar. So now let us proceed to the 4 C's of the 21st century. First is the critical thinking. Critical thinking is learning how to solve problems. It teaches a student not to accept immediately claims without seeking the truth. It is the ability to differentiate facts from opinions and not only just learn a set of facts or figures, but also discover these for the sake of knowing what ought to be. So, dito naman sa critical thinking, you are finding solution to problems. So, dito sa critical thinking, naghahanap ka ng solusyon sa isang problema. So, meron nga tayong sinasabi na walang problema ang hindi nasusolusyonan. That's why we need to develop our critical thinking skills. Next is the creativity. Creativity requires students to think out of the box and to take pride in what is uniquely theirs. Creativity encourages students to think beyond the expectations of conventions. So, kung sa critical thinking is ina-isolate natin yung sarili natin sa specific topic kasi parang sa critical thinking, focus tayo doon sa isang topic. Focus tayo na makahanap ng ng solution doon sa specific problem. So, dito naman sa creativity, you are going to make your own product, you are going to make your own thought, and you are going to make your own understanding. Next is the communication. Make students express their ideas in the clearest and organized manner through varied modes, face-to-face, technologically mediated, or a blended medium. They need to know how to efficiently and clearly convey ideas. So, di ba sinasabi nga na communication is very important? Katulad na lang kapag sa face-to-face classes. Kapag once na may hindi tayo naiintindihan na part ng topic ng teacher natin, pwede nating tanungin yung teacher natin doon sa concern mo para mabawasan yung tanong sa isipan mo. So, kung nahihiya ka naman magtanong sa guro mo, pwede ka naman magtanong sa kaklase mo na mas naintindihan yung topic na itinuro ng teacher mo. Next is the collaboration. Collaboration happens when students know how to work well with others to accomplish a given task or solve a problem he had. So, may kasabihan nga na two head is better than one. So, dito naman kasi sa collaboration, we are able to brainstorm. Pwede tayong magbigay ng kanya-kanyang thoughts, opinions, and suggestion para mas mapabilis yung task na binigay sa atin ng teacher natin or maresolbahan yung problema na kinakaharap ng grupo or ng groupmates. So, digital literacy skills versus digital literacy. Lynch 2017 identified 8 digital literacy skills needed to become digitally literate. So first is coding. Is a universal language, basic understanding of HTML, CSS, and the like will create a shared understanding of what we can be done with the web pages. So dito naman sa coding, it teaches students how to be digital creator to create their own websites apps, and programs. Next naman is yung collaboration. The use of Google Docs, among others, allows students to begin experimenting with effective online collaboration. So dito sa collaboration, it also allows students to begin experimenting with effective online collaboration. So hindi lang dito yung student yung nagbe-benefit, but also the teachers. So dahil nga gumagamit na sila ng mga Gmeet and ng Google Class, parang mas nagiging flexible yung mga teacher natin. And because of that, nakakapagbigay sila ng high quality education. Next is the cloud software. This is essential part of document management. The cloud is used to store everything from photos to research projects to term papers and even music. So next naman is yung cloud software. Yung isang example ng cloud software is yung Google Drive. So sa Google Drive, pwede tayong mag-store ng mga photos, documents, and even videos and music. Next is the word processing software. Google, Microsoft Online Dropbox are available for storage and management solution. Next is the screencasting. So screencasting is a video recording using the computer screen and usually includes a audio. On the other hand, when you take a picture on the screen of your computer, it is called a print screen. Both can be used in explaining topics as well as providing a visual support to clarify what you are thinking. While the print screen is a picture, the screencasting is a video screen capture, which is great way to share ideas and is easy to use for novice video creator. So, ang pagkakaiba ng screencasting at saka print screen is that yung screencasting is a video recording that includes audio. So, basically, video siya. So, video recording na siya. So, dito naman sa print screen, picture lang siya or kung sa cellphone, screenshot. So, yun yung tamang term, screenshot. Kapag sa print screen, picture lang yung makikita. So, walang video, walang audio. So, next is the personal archiving. Students should be taught the concepts of metadata, tagging keywords, and categories to make them aware how are they represented online. So, dito dapat, katulad nung paggamit ng Google Drive, dapat tinuturuan natin yung mga student natin or dapat marunong tayong mag-store ng mga documents and marunong rin dapat tayong mag-delete ng mga documents para hindi lumaki yung storage natin dun sa Google Drive. Kapag may mga confidential documents, pwede ka rin maglagay ng password para ikaw lang yung makaka-access or makakakita nung information na nakalagay doon sa document. Next is the information evaluation. So, information evaluation, critical thinking to weed out fake news is a crucial 21st century skill. The use of tools and skills needed to process information are very much needed. So, now that we are in the 21st century, tapos laganap na talaga yung paggamit ng social media, hindi talaga maiiwasan yung mga fake news. Kaya as a user of a social media or as a user of internet, it is our responsibility to make sure that the information that we are reading is credible and came from a reliable source para hindi tayo maging biktima ng fake news or false information. Next is the use of social media. Social media serves different purpose depending on the use, the technology, and the need. For example, students should realize that Twitter can be useful for staying current on the latest news in the field. So, dito naman sa use of the social media, Ang social media kasi meron silang different purpose. It's like for example, yung yung YouTube at saka TikTok pwede siyang for entertainment purposes. While yung Twitter at saka yung Google News, dito kasi sa Twitter at saka sa Google News, makakasagap tayo ng mga latest news about sa sa kapaligiran natin or sa mismong bansa natin. Not only sa bansa natin but also to other country. Here are some examples of how digital skills or proficiency support digital literacy. So yung digital skill, ito yung kakayahan nating gawin. While yung digital literacy, ito yung alam nating gawin. So yung digital literacy ng sending an email or text is yung evaluate the appropriate digital channel for online communication with peers, teachers, and parents. So dito, kailangan i-evaluate muna natin or kailangan i-make sure natin na yung message na i-send natin sa teachers or parents and or even sa mga friends natin is appropriate or tama yung mga words para hindi tayo makasakit ng damdamin ng ibang tao. At dito rin may iwasan yung mga cyberbullying para maiwasan rin talaga yung cyberbullying kasi masama yun. Next is the using Microsoft Office or Google. Identify the benefits and drawbacks of each digital tool. So, dito naman kasi dapat i-identify natin yung mga advantages and disadvantages na ginagamit nating digital tool. Next is evaluate critically which tool is most effective for the project at hand. Next digital skill is tweeting, posting to Facebook, uploading a video to YouTube, or posting a photo to Instagram. So, dito, dapat hindi tayo basta-basta lang post ng post. We should navigate the social media safely to protect oneself. So, it is one way to protect ourselves. So, dapat hindi tayo basta-basta post ng post or hindi tayo share ng kung ano-anong information. And identify hate propaganda and fake news. So, dito yung sinasabi nga na think before you share. So, bago natin i-share yung isang information, kailangan i-evaluate muna natin or kailangan i-make sure muna natin na yung specific information is credible and from a reliable sources para maiwasan na yung fake news. Next is the researching from the World Wide Web. Evaluate the information online. Is this site legitimate? So, sa World Wide Web kasi, 'di ba sa internet, hindi naman kasi lahat is totoo talaga. So, kailangan nating i-evaluate kung legit ba yung information na nasasagap natin doon sa internet. Next is the author an expert? Third is the information current or dated? And last is the idea neutral or bias? So dito is the idea neutral or bias? Sa Facebook, 'di ba? Sobrang daming mga information or mga news na bias. Kaya kailangan natin ng mag-research, hindi lang tayo mag-base sa isang resources. Magsaliksik rin tayo sa ibang mga sites. Magsaliksik tayo especially doon sa mga credible resources para alam natin yung tama. And that is our end of our discussion. And thank you for listening.